Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Parr, and on this episode of Math Up to Par, we are going to be talking about a strategy to use to solve multi-digit multiplication. This method is called the area model or the box method. Okay, and this is just a different way to solve a multiplication problem. You know how when you are driving somewhere and you might type in the location into your GPS or into your phone, and it might give you 2 or 3 different choices of how to get there. It takes you to the same place, but it's just a different route to get there. That's the same thing with math. There's the traditional way to solve the problem, there's this area model for how to solve multiplication, and there's other models too that you can use. So you might find that this strategy works better for you. You might find that the traditional way works better than you. That's fine. Either way is good and it will get you the same answer. You just want to give yourself a chance to kind of practice to see which way works best for you. So let's dive right in. This video will make more sense to you if you have already watched my video on the traditional method of multiplication. You can find that on my YouTube channel. I have already solved this traditional problem over here, and if you want to watch me solve that problem, you can watch me solve it on that other video. So I'm going to take this problem. I'm going to take the number 49 times 5, and I'm going to write these numbers on the outside of these boxes. And then I'm going to multiply, and I'm going to fill out numbers inside of these boxes. So I'm going to take my problem 49 and I'm going to take 49 and I'm going to break it apart into expanded form. So the 4 in 49 is worth 40 and the 9 in 49 is worth 9. So 40 plus 9 is equal to 49. Over here I have the number 5. Okay, 5 is already written in expanded form. I'm going to write the 5 to my left. So I have a 2-digit by a 1-digit number. So I have 2 columns and 1 row. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in the answers to the boxes by multiplying the number that is straight above the box and the number that is to the left of the box. So inside of this box, I'm going to multiply the number 40 times the number 5. The cool thing about multiplying numbers that end in zeros is I can ignore those zeros at first. So I'm going to use this box and I'm going to cover up my 0 over here. So now I'm just looking at 4 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20. So I'm going to write 20 inside of this box. Now I'm going to take this box away so that I can remember that I do have a 0 there. There's 1 0. Okay, there's not any zeros after 5, but there's 1 0 after the 4. So I'm going to put one more 0 after there. So 40 times 5 is equal to 200. That's because 4 times 5 is 20, and then the 0 goes at the end. Over here, we have 9 times 5, because I'm multiplying what's directly above and what's directly to the left. There are no zeros, so I don't need to cover anything up. So 9 times 5 is equal to 45. Okay, so now I'm going to take these two amounts, 20 and 45, and I'm going to stack them up. So I'm adding 200 plus 45, and I get 245, which is the exact same as if I multiplied it using the traditional method. Same answer, different way to get there. Let's try it with 749 times 5. So I'm going to take my number 749. I'm going to break it apart into expanded form. So the 7 in 749 is worth 700. The 4 in 749 is worth 40. And the 9 in 749 is worth 9. When I add those together, I get 749. That's that number in expanded form. My 5 is just a 1-digit number, so that is already in expanded form. So when I have a 3-digit number, I have 3 columns and then 1 row. So a 3-digit number times a 1-digit number. So with each box, I am going to multiply it by the number above it and the number to the left of it. So when I'm doing that, I am going to start with my first box. So I'm going to multiply 700 times 5. Well, like I did before, I'm going to focus on just the first two digits. So I have 7 times 5. Well, 7 times 5 is 35. I'm then going to move my box away and I see, oh, I have 2 zeros right here. I don't have any zeros after my 5, but I have 2 zeros after my 7. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 zeros right here. So that means that 700 times 5 is 3,500. I figured that out by multiplying the first two numbers and then adding on the zeros to the end. Now with this number, I have 40 times 5. I'm going to cover up my 0. So I have 4 times 5 is 20. And then I have my 0 right here, which I then add on to the end. Over here, I have 9 times 5. There are no zeros. 9 times 5 is 45. So I write 45 right here. So now I'm going to take these three numbers and I'm going to stack them up neatly. All right, when I stack them up and I add them up, I get 3,745, which if you'll notice, is the same thing as if I were to multiply it using the traditional method. Alrighty, let's do one more problem. This time we have a 2-digit by a 2-digit. So I'm going to take my top number and I'm going to write it across the top. So 49 in expanded form is 40 plus 9. 35 in expanded form is 30 plus 5. So you notice how now I have 2 rows and 2 columns, and I've written each number in expanded form. When I'm multiplying and I have this second row here, because the other ones we just had one row, you're always multiplying by the number directly above it and directly to the left. So in this box, you would multiply 40 times 30. In this box, you'd multiply 9 times 30. In this box, you'd multiply 40 times 5. And in this box, you'd multiply 9 times 5. Okay, so you notice how it's just directly above it and directly to the left of it. I'm going to erase those lines so we can see. Okay, so I am going to use my little box once again, and I'm going to use this to cover up my zeros. So now I actually have 2 zeros this time. So when I'm multiplying in this box, I have 40 times 30. So I'm going to cover up the 0 in the 30 and the 0 in the 40. So 3 times 4 is 12. I notice that when I remove this, I get 40 and then 30. So I have 1 0 here and 1 0 here. Because there's 2 zeros total, I'm going to add 2 zeros to the end of my number. So now I get 1,200. Over here, I'm multiplying 9 times 30. So I'm going to cover up my, this will cooperate. I'm going to cover up the 0 in my 30, and I'm going to multiply 9 times 3, which is 27. I am then going to move this number, and I'm going to put 1 0 at the end of this number because there's 1 0 after 30. Down here, I'm going to multiply 4 times 5 because I'm covering up that 0 right now. 4 times 5 is 20. And when I move it away, there's 1 0 there, which means I'm going to put 1 0 after this. And then right here, I'm multiplying 9 times 5. And there are no zeros after those, so I'm going to put 45 in the box. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stack these up. And you want to make sure if you've put 4 numbers in the boxes, count carefully to make sure that you're adding up 4 numbers. So I'm now going to add this up. 5, 7 plus 4 is 11. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. And then 1 plus nothing is 1,715, which you will notice is the same thing as if you were to multiply it the traditional way. Okay, so the box method takes practice, okay? It's not something you're going to get right away, just like with the traditional method. There's not one right way, there's not one better way. There's a better way for you. And that way might be different than the way that's best for your friend or the way that's best for your parent. So you need to figure out which way works best for you. If you don't try, you're not going to know. Just like if you never eat broccoli, you won't know if you like it or not. If you never eat a popsicle, you won't know if you like it or not, okay? Don't just go based off of the looks. Try it. And don't just try it one time, practice it a few times. Give yourself some patience and some time to learn it. And then when you figure out which way makes more sense to you, you can use that method to solve your answers. Because like I said, it's going to get you the same answer. It's just a different way to go about solving it. So thank you guys so much for listening and happy practicing.